got John Crawford, fellow Scott behind him on the other, National Tyre Suzuki. So Mackenzie, well, you've got to say, even though he's making great progress, I just can't see how he can catch the pair up front. I just can't see it, Jill.
Absolutely lost it all in pole. This is going to keep them in the Britain before.
Here we go. Up the inside is the toughest dip, then it is. Mackenzie, this is downhill now. Literally for some.
Indeed.
That's where most people have been off. Hodgson's been off there big time. Marty Craggle broke his collarbone just there. Walker absolutely destroyed a Suzuki there on Thursday.
Right, what can Mackenzie do from this position after lap 5, Keith? 9th place now.
Clamp his buttocks together and try as hard as he can is all I can say in these circumstances.
Top
because
5.
really it's going to be tough, whatever. There's Plater, there's Reynolds, there's Hodgson, there's Crockford on 56, now hunted down by 7. That is Neil Mackenzie. Hodgson is struggling with these conditions. He hated it. He's in 7th place at the moment, well in qualifying here, despite the fact he started from the front. Oh, Crockford with his feet on the footrest. John Crockford, well, he might be the leading privateer. He might be the first one on the deck as well if he carries on like this. We're at Taylor's hairpin, named after Jock Taylor, the world famous world sidecar champion, sadly taken from us in Finland a good deal of years ago nowadays.
And of course a Scot.
Crockford gets done over by Neil Mackenzie, drops it across Crockford's nose, down into Duffer's Dip and on towards another famous Scot, Bob McIntyre's corner now.
And of course the elder Mackenzie's son is called Taylor.
Indeed. Good spot.
A bit of trivia for you as we go back to the stalker.
Chris Walker.
He's not got rid of Hayden though. He has not got rid of James.
I would suggest he's eased away just a fraction from him. You can see how he has.
Say?
Yeah, I would say so. In these conditions, don't forget this is 1.3 miles round this track. It's a go-kart track, effectively. It's not very far around, so any amount of lead is so much harder to make back up.
Yeah, it's a 50-second lap, Keith, isn't it? That is a relevant point. And there's Rutter still there in third place.
And a big crowd here. They turned out despite the fact it was raining all the way. Paul Young in 4th place. He's on the other level 3. So the Australian, Michael Rudder's teammate on the level 3 Yamaha, there in 4th place. So Ray Stringer's bike set up perfectly for the wet conditions here.
He's always been a good engineer, has Raymond.
Yes.
What was that, an element of doubt in your voice?
Well, only that engineering don't usually set too much up for the wet here, really. It's a combination of so many things to get it right for the rain. And I'm surprised to see that Youngie is going so good here on bike 96 as well. I expected it from Michael Rudder, but Paul Young really has. For me, he's a special one of the two at the minute. We know Michael Rudder's capable of it, but Young really is riding out of his socks.
In fact, we'd expect Rudder to be at the front in the wet. Oh, Reynolds looking a bit interesting in 5th place.
Well, he's closing in, isn't he, on 96, Paul Young. So Reynolds really is riding the wheels out of him. You can see out of railway corner there. They're hard on the gas, even in the wet, trying to put all that horsepower down while it's cranked over. This is Taylor's hairpin. Now it's all uphill now. Right then, Chris Walker. Yeah, oh, bigger and bigger lead.
Absolutely.
From him.
He's pulling away.
Tyre Suzuki man looking so very... Look how... I cannot emphasise how slippery this is. It's nearly an ice rink.
And not the conditions. You were saying fastest lap for Chris Walker. No surprise there. Well, the surprise to me, it is with his style that he's looking so smooth on...
Good motocrosser though. See the way he backed it in there. This guy is the best motocrosser in domestic racing. No doubt about it. He knows how a motorcycle acts in slippery conditions. Oh, he's so natural to watch, isn't he? I mean, like, he's a bigger hooligan in the dry than he is in the wet. He's really smoothed it all up for this.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
Together, the teammates.
Yes, INS GSE Ducati boys. Mackenzie right up there now to 8th place, because I think Hodgson is in 7th place. He's caught his teammate.
Neil was off.
Neil, don't do it to me, Daryl Healy looks like a man that's wringing his hands in pit lane at the moment. So we're looking at... That is Neil Hodgson, one of the two Neils on the INS Ducati camp. He's chasing Plater. Plater is in 6th place, I think, at the moment. This is 7th and 8th. Mackenzie is in 8th place. He really hasn't made up enough progress yet. He's been doing brilliantly. He's been putting in quick time, but he's got such a lot of work to do if he's going to get it right up on the leaderboard.
And his teammate, of course, will not want to let him pass. Not one little bit.
Well, of course, Neil Hodgson is going for the championship. There's the top 6 confirmed at the moment. 18 seconds behind, 22, the green bike there is Plater. 18 seconds behind Chris Walker, the leader. That says something after just 9 laps. 2 seconds a lap quicker than 6th place man.
Outrageous stuff. Is there a dry line appearing, Keith? And
there is.
Is it going to make a difference?
There's been for a while. Well, what it does is means you pay big penalties if you slide off it. We're looking then at Reynolds. He's right there now. So Reynolds looking for the inside on Paul Young. Does he get it? No, he doesn't. Whoa! Paul Young, just about the Australian, just about pulls that thing under control. Just gets it down at the hairpin. That's a very sharp hairpin as well. Very low bottom gear you need to get around that one.
In other words, that's the place you're going to high-side yourself.
Indeed, and Reynolds isn't too keen on the hairpin. I don't think too many of them are. Of course, the run into it is an opportunity to make a braking manoeuvre, as was just there into Duffer's Dip. Reynolds missed out on both of them, so he sits behind Paul Young for probably another half a lap till they get to the hairpin again.
This the battle, I'll remind you, for 4th place.
Yes, indeed. At the moment, it is Paul Young that holds it on the level 3 Yamaha of Ray Stringer. Oh, Youngie! Well, that'll do it for there, because John will just drive under him now, I should think, on power up towards Clark Curve. Does he? Yes, he does. He had to go off the damp line onto the real wet one.
Wonderful shot of that there. John kicking up an absolute plume of spray behind him as he drove past the Yamaha.
I was about to say that was almost going back to Hinckley early, the bike 96. So then, Reynolds, Nottingham's John Reynolds. He did lead this championship up until fairly recently. Not good for him.
Good chunk of the season.
So he's got a bit of coming back to do, and if you've got Chris Walker going as well as he is at the moment. Let's take a look at that. Oh, and it's Hodgson. We can take a look now at a pass at Clark Curve. This is a committed corner indeed. Oh, and Plater is in there already. And Mackenzie up the inside on the wettest of lines. Wow, nicely done there. Straight through goes Mackenzie then. That is a great manoeuvre from Mackenzie. Oh, dear me. 99. Is that Dave Hill down on the deck?
That's Dave Hill indeed. And it is Dave Wood as well, Keith.
Davey Wood is down in the deck. Well, Alan Batson told me to watch out for Davey Wood this week. And, well, we are, Alan. And Davey Wood there, mud all over his helmet, mud all over the bike. Back then with Neil Mackenzie. Now he's on the case of Steve Plater, and he's up the inside. Steve Plater in exactly the same place. Is that? Yes, I think it is. It is indeed. Superb from Mackenzie.
He's got that sorted then.
He has. Round Railway Bend now, down towards the hairpin we check. And really, you can just see the dry line appearing now. You can see Mackenzie's motorcycle just weaving all over the place. Down to bottom gear now, searching out for the one little dry piece on the track. Up in front of Taylor's grandstand. Now onto the start and finish straight. We're on board with Neil Mackenzie. He is up to 6th place. And Davey Wood's just gone into pit lane there. Just saw Davey Wood pulling off. So Davey Wood is down and out while we go to Duffer's Dip, the infamous Duffer's Dip. Down through the left-hand part of it.
It's like the corkscrew, Keith.
It is almost, yes. Without the
sunshine,
is it?
Yeah. The thing that's really...
Neil Mackenzie. He's not trying, is he?
Not a lot. The thing that really got me on that onboard kick was the way the bike was squirming under power.
Yeah.
If you ride a motorbike, you know what that feeling is like. It is disconcerting, to put it mildly.
I was going to say, not too many people know what that feeling's like when it's that far out of order in the wet. That I can tell you.
I meant the squirming in the wet. You know, you can do that at 0 miles an hour on your street bike. To do it at what these guys are doing it at, my God.
That's not your bike squirming, that's you.
It could be both.
Neil Mackenzie then in 6th place. Can't resist getting 180, Jules.
Yes. The trouble is you still ride motorbikes as well, so I can't get back at you.
Up and over the hill. Do you ride them anymore, mate?
I do.
Plater's still in 7th place. I do. 8th is Hodgson. Hodgson has got to get past Plater. He's got to pick up as many points as he can.
Here he goes.
Neil Hodgson
no, he doesn't.
I was going to say, he's a bit too far back there. And you're running downhill as well into Duffer's Dip. It's really, and don't forget, he had a big crash there in practice earlier on in the week.
With this man, of course, with number 22, Steve Plater. But at the front of the field, of course, his championship rival is opening up a bigger and bigger lead.
Chris Walker, we're talking about number 2 on the National Tyre Suzuki. We've not seen much of him, but neither has anybody else except James Hayden. He cleared off from the start. Walker, Hayden, 3.1 seconds behind now. Hayden, Rutter in 3rd, Reynolds in 4th, and then Paul Young 5th, with Neil Mackenzie upwardly mobile in 6th place. But 23 seconds behind the race leader. That is a tough deal, even for the 3 times British champion Neil Mackenzie. There's the series leader. His lead is under attack by Chris Walker at this point in the championship race.
We're at half distance, 14 laps of the 28-lap race gone. The question, can Stalker hold on to the lead? Can Mackenzie catch up any further?
Things are hot enough in the rain at Knockhill, and it's John Reynolds that's making them warm for Michael Rutter. He's all over the back of Rutter. Rutter really under pressure now. Oh, will he make a pass? Reynolds up the inside. That is superb. Does he go 3rd? Well, Paul Brown don't go anywhere. Brownie down on the deck then. So Paul Brown, the only... Reynolds has crashed out. It's not Hayden, it's Reynolds. Reynolds had got tangled with Michael Rutter, and so Michael Rutter goes through, and Reynolds, well, he's kept it going. That's remarkable. The Mercury switch didn't work on that bike then. Mercury switch on the bike is supposed to switch it off when it falls on its side. Obviously Ben Atkins has jammed it. So then John Reynolds gets back on. Dear me, well, that was a bit of a slide up the inside of Michael Michael Rutter, and he came out worse. Rutter's been let off the hook. Let's take another look at it then. Up the inside comes John Reynolds to take the place from Michael Rutter. That is the third place from